Today I'm going to be doing a full face of makeup with just Dollar Tree makeup, and not gonna lie, I'm kind of scared to put this stuff on my face. Occasionally I will buy a lip liner or an eyeshadow or a lip gloss from Dollar Tree, but I've never tried to do a full face of makeup from Dollar Tree before, so this will be interesting. Essentially, I'm just going to review all the products I got, use them, and see if it's irritating, if it's okay, and just kind of review cheap Dollar Tree makeup. And right now my skin is breaking out like crazy. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't been getting much sleep. I haven't been eating my daily intake of fruits, and yeah, it's just kind of bad right now. Moving into the makeup, I'm just gonna take everything out and then kind of go through like all the products I bought or that I could find, and then we'll start on the makeup. So I bought about 12 items, and each item cost $1.25 from the Dollar Tree. So I spent about $15, around $15 at the Dollar Tree. Starting off with eye makeup, this is what I could find. So I found an eyeliner, this like gold shimmery shadow, and then this shadow palette. And sorry, everything is gonna be backwards because I'm filming on my iPhone as usual. So we have these 3 items for eye makeup. I did go ahead and buy lashes and lash glue. So these were the lashes that I bought. And then I also bought this eyelash glue in a clear color. So for lip options, they didn't actually have that many lip liners or options for lip liners. So the best one I could find is this pink lip liner and then this lip jelly, which don't really go together, but we're gonna make it work somehow. Like I said, they didn't have that many options for lip liners. For mascara, I chose this LA Colors black mascara. For skin, there was this foundation. I will say they don't have a lot of shades for their foundation, but I was able to find this shade, which I think is the closest I could find to my skin color. But I will say they don't have a wide range of shades. Obviously, it's the dollar store. It's not Sephora. But this was the only option they had for foundation, so I picked that up. And then I picked up this press powder in this color as well. And then contour, they also didn't have a lot of options for contour, but I did pick up this brown contour stick. So we're gonna see how that works. And I also picked up this blush color, so we're gonna see how that works. I'm gonna be doing a voiceover for this portion of the video. I'm just gonna explain what I'm doing and kind of go through what I think about the product. So first I'm gonna start with my eyes, and I like to use tape. Then I'm gonna go in with the eyeshadow palette. Now, how I feel about the eyeshadow palette is it's not bad if you're doing a simple brown makeup look, but the colors are not as vibrant or as pigmented. And it does have a decent blend, but you do have to do it gradually because, as I mentioned, the colors are not as pigmented. But other than that, I would say it's a pretty decent, I guess okay palette. Just keep in mind that obviously the colors are not that bright and you might not get the full effect that you're going for. However, it does work for simple brown eyeshadow looks, and I blended 3 colors together. So I used a light brown, a medium brown, and then a dark color. Next, I'm going in with the gold shimmer shadow, and the application was a bit weird. The brush was completely stiff and doesn't really work, so I would say just use your fingers if you're using this. And you can't get that much product out either based on the way it was designed. Now for the color, you can't really see the shimmer at all, so I would say skip this one because it doesn't really make a difference at all. I'm also going in with that darker shade at the end of my eyes. Now I'm going in with the black eyeliner, and I think this eyeliner is actually pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie, I would probably purchase this one again. The application was really easy and the color's not bad, and it was just a very easy overall process and a very decent black eyeliner, and it's definitely better than other eyeliners that I have gotten, even from Walgreens or TJ Maxx or Sephora. I would say it's a pretty decent one, so I would definitely recommend this eyeliner for sure. Next, I'm going in with the black mascara. Now, this mascara is not that bad, but because I've used the telescopic mascara that I always rave about from L'Oreal, it just doesn't really do it for me. I will say, again, it's not bad, but if you're looking for wow results and you have skinny Asian lashes, go with the telescopic L'Oreal mascara instead. However, this one is still decent, and I guess you know, it's still an option if you're looking for something even cheaper at $1.25. I'm going in with the foundation next, and it has a pump application. At first the color looked too light for me, but on camera it actually looks like it's a pretty good color match once I blend it in. I will say the foundation blends in very easily and has surprisingly a lot of coverage for only putting a light first layer. However, the con of this foundation is that it has a super potent fragrance that will definitely make me break out if I keep it on for too long. As I mentioned in a lot of my videos, I have really sensitive skin on my face and I'm allergic to fragrance. So I try and use face products that have no fragrance, so this would definitely not be a good option for me. However, if you are not allergic to fragrance, this could be an option for you, but just keep in mind that there are not a lot of color swatches because this is the dollar store, not Sephora, so you're not going to find a lot of color swatches. But overall, I guess decent foundation, good coverage. Only con for me at least is that it has too much fragrance in it, and I could literally smell it out of the bottle, and I just know it's gonna make my acne even worse. So not an option for me, but potentially an option for you. I'm just continuing to blend it all over my face and also on my forehead. I can tell you for sure that immediately after this video, I definitely washed this stuff off because I already felt my skin and my acne getting irritated by all the fragrance in it. But again, as you can see on camera, it doesn't look bad, as I said, and essentially these were the final results of my full face in this foundation, and it doesn't look terrible, I will say that. For the blush, it has a coral color, and at first it looks really bright, but actually it has a pretty nice color once you put it on, and a little goes a long way with this product, so I would try to keep a light hand and slowly build the color up, because if you glob it on, it will just be super intense and not look that great. So that's why you see me just putting a bit on and building it up as I go. Overall, the blush was pleasantly surprising for me. I actually didn't expect the product to be that good, but it's a really nice color, and like I said, it's very buildable. The only con for me again is that I am allergic to fragrance, and it does have fragrance, but I will say that the fragrance in the blush is not as strong as the fragrance from the foundation, so I could probably still use it from time to time. Next, I'm going in with the contour stick. I will say the application glides on very smoothly, but I thought the color was a bit of a light brown for a contour versus a grayish brown undertone. So a bit too much of a warm tone like a bronzer instead of a cool tone for contour. I tried doing the Asian contour because I have a very wide, long face, and I'm looking to make my face smaller as opposed to more lifted, which is what we usually see in Western beauty. I'm still playing around with contour, but I think it did make my face slightly smaller with the Asian contour. I'm not really sure, but kind of. But overall, I think the contour stick is not bad, but I don't really know how I feel about the color swatch. Because again, I do think that the tone is a little bit too warm, closer to a bronzer versus a contour. But I also went ahead and contoured my nose just a tad and then blended it in with a brush to kind of make the lines less harsh. Moving on to the lip liner, the stick comes with two shades. One is a berry pink and the other one is more of a regular pink color. The stick also has a sharpener on the end, which I thought was kind of neat. I went in with the berry pink first and then I layered it with the other pink side, and I think the color actually suited my skin tone a lot more than I thought it would. But one thing I didn't like about the lip liner is that once I layered Vaseline over it, it did kind of have a weird watery crayon consistency, which doesn't usually happen with my other lip liners. But once I dabbed a bit of that off, it was fine and it looked so much better. I layered the lip jelly over my lips, and I have to say it is a really pretty shade and actually blended pretty well with the lip liner, even though you wouldn't think that it would. It also had a bit of a cooling effect, which felt nice on my lips, and the shade is just so pretty. I would definitely recommend. Next, I went in with the pressed powder, and I have to say I don't love the little puff pad it comes with, if you can even call it that. It's more like a thin layer of some type of spongy material that makes the application a bit difficult, I will say. But as for the product itself, I will say it's not bad, and it did kind of give me a blurred finish where I applied it. I would just recommend using your own puff to apply if you're going to use this product. That's pretty much all the makeup I used from the Dollar Tree. I didn't do my eyebrows because the Dollar Tree didn't have any eyebrow shades that go with my hair color at the moment, so I just left those undone. We also didn't use the eyelashes and lash glue because I totally forgot, but maybe I will film a shorter video showing those separately. But yeah, these are the finished results, and I will say overall there were a few decent finds and then others not so much. 3 products I would recommend from this video is the blush, the lip jelly, and the black eyeliner. I think those 3 were pretty good finds, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend the rest. But it was a fun video to film and try out, so if you did enjoy this video, please like, comment, subscribe. I know that 90% of you watching are not subscribed, so just do it. It's free, it doesn't hurt anybody, and I could really use your help as a full-time worker and student so I can keep bringing more videos like this to you guys. But yeah, that's it for today's video, and I will see you guys in another one. Bye!